Keeps driving me damn insane. I'm back, I think. I really hope this is not going to be a constant. I'm gonna try this one more time, and if it crashes again, I'm gonna have to do another quest or try another outpost.
The eyes of the world have been glued to the city of Haran for the past 2 months, following the outbreak of a previously unknown pathogen.
It is not yet clear what has caused this gruesome affliction. The local government's Ministry of Defense erected a quarantine wall shortly after the outbreak.
The global relief effort's steady stream of supply drops has sustained what few survivors remain in the city. The Ministry of Defense believes more radical action should be taken to stem the tide of this virus.
The question is, are there still non-infected survivors in the city as the GRE maintains? And if so, will the ministry still go through with a stated plan to annihilate the city in an attempt to wipe out the Haran virus once and for all?
Whether by way of the virus or the ministry's proposed plan, one thing is certain. Haran's days are numbered.
Oh, thank you, Cupid. But as of next month, I'm going to be live streaming over at this channel. Thanks. I really appreciate it, Cupid. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, small streamers need love too. But yeah, it's like you do all sorts of streams of different games and stuff like that. I really need to get back into playing Final Fantasy 16, but I've just been, I don't know why. I guess I've just saw Dying Light in my collection, and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go back and replay that. And I almost forgot how addicting it was, especially after playing the sequel. All right, we're gonna try this again. Hopefully, third time is the charm. I mean, for real, it is like, now, I haven't played DayZ. I've heard like mixed things about that, but I have a feeling I'm probably, even if I were to play that, I'd probably say that Dying Light is like the best zombie game, at least currently. Now, if only we got a Dying Light online game, that would be swell. Oh, I can shoot him in the head. There we go. You know what, I'm gonna try something. We're gonna exit out and then we're gonna try to go back in. That's what she said. Hopefully this will fix the problem. Whoa. What is this? Barbarism is natural state of mankind. Oh shit! Ow! Don't say. Why is everything? How the fuck am I gonna get out? All right. How? How do I get back in? Oh my god! I can't fucking leave. Like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? Yo, what the fuck? How? What? Why? How? How the fuck am I supposed to get out of here? No. Okay, well that's not... I'm gonna have to jump across. Eee! Alright. Can I get back inside? Wow. I guess I'm just gonna have to go another way around. You know what? Fuck it. Let's get that. Where's that one? Oh yeah, there's the radio station. We'll go to that one. Oh god. Ow. Whoa. Alright. That was nuts. Alright, we're gonna try this again. Yeah, I have played Dying Light 2. I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings on it, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a bad game. I mean, they've improved upon the mechanics and stuff like that, and added some, you know, conveniences like some extra weapon slots on your weapons wheel, but I don't know. Villador to me is just not as fun of a map to explore as Haran is. Plus, there's no guns. Sure, having a bow and arrow is fun, but nothing like shooting a bunch of bad guys in the face. You're a horrible shot, my guy.
God damn it!
Well, I mean, okay, so like, one of the biggest gripes that I've had about the game, they've actually since improved with the new patch, and that was like traveling at night around the map just wasn't as exciting because it's like it wasn't as dark and there were no roaming volatiles. I was just like, well, this is kind of boring. But they've since improved upon that with the new patch. I need to go back and replay it to see if it's changed since then. And then another big complaint of mine was I did not like the parkour in that game as opposed to this one. But I guess in the new patch they've since improved upon the game mechanics. I know, right? That's what I was thinking too. I was just like, so like when I first played Dying Light 2, when you got to night mode, instead of there being volatiles roaming around, there were like these screamer types that if they detected you, they would scream and they would send a zombie horde after you to chase after. It got really tedious, and it wasn't anything like the chases from the volatiles in the first game. But like I've said, they've since added. I guess now they've added the roaming volatiles in the new patch. So I'm probably gonna go reinstall Dying Light 2 and replay it at some point again. But I mean, is it worth the full retail price? Probably now it is. But I would have said that, when I initially bought the game, I didn't really think it was worth the $70, but of course that's just my humble opinion. I think it's worth playing, but it's just I don't know. Another thing too is that I do like that they've added like the dialogue choices, like you could choose for different things for your character to say in the second game and stuff, but I don't know, like it's like the NPCs in that game are not nearly as animated and have a personality like those in the first game. Although yet I will admit, running into like the bandit NPCs, they say some pretty funny shit. What are you shooting at, asshole? What? Oh. No, you die. You go to hell and you die. Yeah, initially, but like I said, they've since improved upon it from what I've heard. But I've also heard that there's still some problems and shit, I guess, with lagging with like massive glitches and stuff. Hopefully that, if that's the case, I hope that gets improved upon in like the next patch or so. But I will give it to Techland. At least they've actually been listening to their customer base. You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, really one of the only examples that I can think of in which the sequel was better than the first game was Resident Evil. I mean, RE1, I've been playing Resident Evil since the very beginning, so I've played the very first game on the PlayStation 1 days. And while that game was fun, Resident Evil 2 comes out and it just blew the first game out of the water. But yeah, like I said, rarity that the sequel would be, if not better, then at least as good as the first the first one. Ooh, oh, we got a legendary. Okay, what can I? What? Fuck it, we'll get rid of that. Oh, Resident Evil. That, like, there are very few game franchises that I follow, but Resident Evil is one of them. I've been a fan of that franchise since the very beginning. And if you're a fan of zombies, then I highly recommend going back and playing at least the first 3 games. It's like, I know they did, you can get the RE1 remake on the PlayStation Store. I think you get that pretty cheap. But of course, word of warning, the gameplay is much different than the later games. And then they did a remake of 2 and 3. The remake of the second game was excellent. It was absolutely excellent. The third remake was a bit of a disappointment, considering the third game is my favorite in the series. It's nowhere near. I mean, it's definitely worth playing, but it's nowhere near as good as the original. But like I said, the original is, the graphics are dated and the gameplay is incredibly dated, but it's all worth it, you know. And then Capcom did. Never thought I would say this because I enjoyed the original Resident Evil 4, and when I first saw that they were doing they were going to remake Resident Evil 4, I'm like, why? And then I ended up getting the game, and I was like, you know what? It's like this is a remake that I didn't ask for, but you know what? I ain't even mad because they did an excellent job with that. Oh, hey, Big Steve. Well, you can have all the tacos. Maybe I should switch. Yeah, we'll switch this out. Oh, yeah, look at that. Damn. That's fierce. Oh, you know what? We'll make this a Hellfire one. And do I have any mods I can add? Not much. I don't want to waste that one, though. Hee. Oh, that is beautiful. Alright, let's try this again. Fingers crossed this game doesn't fucking crash, or I'm gonna be mad. Ow! I meant to do that. How the fuck do we get in this place now? Alright, here we go. I can't loot a vending machine, that's gay. I mean, you could get a tin can, make grenades out of them, just saying. I'd say Resident Evil is probably still popular. I mean, the remake sold very well, to my understanding. And you know what? I'm honestly, I guess rumor has it that Capcom is going to be remaking Resident Evil 5, which, you know what? If they can make it like what they did with the RE4 remake, I won't even complain, because Resident Evil 5, as much of an enjoyable game that was to play, it was not fucking Resident Evil. It was not Resident Evil. That's what disappointed me right there. It was nowhere near as intense as the fourth game was. Yeah, dude, I mean, I could totally understand why you skipped Resident Evil 5, because it's not, you know, yes, I know people will say that Resident Evil 4 is the one that started Resident Evil's downfall, which I can't necessarily disagree with them on there, but even 4 was still a pretty tense game. But 5, on the other hand, I was just like, what is this shit? And then 6, don't even get me fucking started on 6. Because holy fucking shit, like, really? The only good thing about that game was Leon's campaign, because they brought the zombies back. Oh, but in 5, they brought back the lickers. That was probably, like, one of the only good things about that game. Like I said, not necessarily a bad game, but it wasn't. But Resident Evil standards, it was shit. Dude, for real. Yeah, it's like it kept you like. That's why I said, you know, 4 I liked because it was a nice blend between action and horror. Because there were still some moments in 4 where I about shit myself. But 5, it was just like straight up action. It's like, really? Really? Like, you have, like, you're in fucking Africa. Surely you would come up with some really spooky shit. Yeah, definitely, if it just had a different name. Yeah, that's the thing, is that, and that's what I dug about what they did with the remake to Resident Evil 4, because it felt even more like a survival horror game. Sure, that still had some action elements to it, but, you know, like, in the previous 3 games, you know, straight up survival horror, you have to conserve your shit. You have to conserve your ammo and shit. Yeah, you're not wrong, Steve. 5 definitely did abandon what Resident Evil was supposed to be. That's why, hey, you know what? If they could reel it back, bring it back to what it's supposed to be, a survival horror game, like if they could do that with the RE5 remake, that would be awesome. And then, I will admit, I really enjoyed Resident Evil 7 for what it was, because that was the first time in a long time I've played a Resident Evil game that absolutely scared the shit out of me. Of course, my one gripe with 7 was that it didn't have enough variety of monsters, you know what I mean? But and then and then 8 was a disappointment. Like you had like this whole Resident Evil 4 theme going with Village and stuff like that. And I dug what they did with like making like this kind of werewolf zombie hybrid type, and I'm like, okay, that could probably scare the shit out of me. No, it's like Village was nowhere near as creepy as 7. I don't even know what they're going to do with 9. All I know is that I want to see my girl Claire get brought back to the main timeline. I'm just saying. Mm. Dude, I picked up Parasite Eve 2. I picked that game up at there was like this there was this local convention that was going on. It was like dedicated to like old school games and arcades and pinball machines and stuff. And there was a vendor there. It wasn't there was like a local mom and pop game store that was one of the vendors at this convention, and they had a copy of Parasite Eve 2. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I think it was not exactly cheap either, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to play this game because I've seen gameplay of Parasite Eve 2, and I'm like, oh my god, this is giving me some serious Resident Evil vibes. So I went ahead and bought it, and I enjoyed it a lot. Oh, you got the ROM? Yeah. I didn't even know because like I used to have like emulators and shit, but I really don't use the computer much all that often. But I've also heard that ROMs are extremely hard to come by these days. I remember a while back I was trying to look for ROMs for some emulators that I had, and I was just like, man, I can't find anything. No, it's like Cupid. If I, like I said, I recommend, the Resident Evil 1 remake was absolutely solid. It was originally released on the GameCube. It's hard to believe this game is well over 20 years old and it still holds up. I mean, it is a beautiful game. But just word of warning, the game controls are much different than, like, say, the remakes to 2 and 3. Because they completely updated the gameplay in the fourth game, but it's like, yeah, the original 3 games and Code Veronica had like the fixed camera angles and tank controls. That was kind of fun. You know what? You're not wrong there, Steve. Like, I remembered seeing screenshots from Final Fantasy X, and I was just like, oh my god, I almost forgot how much of a beautiful game that was. And oh my god, the Silent Hill 2. Oh my lord. Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3. Wow, the visuals in that game was just absolutely spectacular. I think I don't know if you can find the original. Well, you might be able to get the original 3 on the Xbox. I don't know. I haven't played the Xbox since the 360, to be perfectly honest. I've mostly been a PlayStation player. Oh, you got Final Fantasy X on your emulator? That's cool. Oh, of course, Steve, you saw I was playing Final Fantasy VI a little earlier. Oh my god, I still think that's gotta be like the best Final Fantasy game. Oh yeah, for real, dude. The original FF10 on 4K. Holy shit, that's gotta be fucking. The visuals of that has just gotta be beautiful. Dude, for real. Same with me. Like, I mean, I love like Final Fantasy IV has a really special place in my heart because that's the first Final Fantasy game I've played. I fucking love that game. But then 6 comes out and it just blew my fucking mind. I know, SMB. Which one was? I know, right? Like, oh, SMB, Super Mario Brothers. Duh. Dude, I remember when I first played, like, when my parents first rented the SNES for my brother and I. Oh my god, I'll never forget. One of the first games I played was Super Mario World. To me, hands down, that's the best. That's the best Mario game, hands fucking down. Yeah, exactly. It was a leap in storytelling because it's like, yeah, Super Mario, very simplistic. You gotta rescue the princess. But then it's like Final Fantasy comes out, and then Final Fantasy VI comes out, and then you just get really fucking immersed in the story. Yeah, like I don't know, like Nintendo was just kind of like yeah, there's some good Nintendo games and stuff like that, but the weird thing is I was more into like the games from like the third party developers and stuff for like the Nintendo and the Sega. Although yeah, actually I preferred a lot of Sega games. I was probably more of a Sega fan than a Nintendo fan, to be honest. Not to say I didn't like Nintendo, because there was some games that came out, especially on the Super Nintendo, that was exclusive to that, like the Final Fantasy games. Who's Hot Dog Man? Dude, I still gotta read Berserk. I forgot to ask you, I'm wondering, is the anime worth watching? Because I noticed that that's on, they have that on Tubi. Alright. I just remembered, watch it? Okay. Okay, I'll have to add that to my list then. I just remember seeing pages from the manga, and oh my god, the artwork. I'm just entranced by the artwork. It's fucking gorgeous. Oh, hi. Shot you in the dick.
I got you, fuck.
Ooh, blew your head off, bitch. Oh, yeah. The detail. It's like whenever anyone says that the Japanese can't do art, I'm like, I'd show them like pages from fucking Berserk. It's like, explain this then, motherfuckers. Because the details is just out of this world. This way. Let's try going the other way. About time what? Yeah. You fuck! Sneak up on me, asshole. Fuck you. Sit your ass down. Ah, okay. Backstory of the character? Okay. So not long in terms of episode length. Yeah, man kind of man, eh? bitch.